Hello, all you freaks out there. This is Ryan. Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you guys had a great New Year's Eve. I went down to the beach with the family, had a little family time down in the Outer Banks, which was a lot of fun. We kind of just chilled at the house. Dad bought some fireworks, so we set off some fireworks in the driveway. They were like the cake stay kind of close to the ground. We were going to do like the big fireworks. Monday was it? Yeah, I guess it was Sunday night. We're gonna do some big fireworks, like they call it the boomers, the big ones. But since everyone was leaving on Monday, and they make a big mess that you have to clean up, and we would have been out trying to pick up little pieces of like firework all over the beach, and it just didn't seem like something fun to do on New Year's Eve. So Dad bought these like fountain fireworks, and that kind of spew out sparks and stuff. So it was fun. Then we played card games, and we played Uno. Angie bought this awkward family photo games. We played that, and then we watched the ball drop and had a sip of champagne, went to bed because I had to get up the next morning and drive back to Richmond. So it was fun. So, and very low key, which was something I don't mind. So yeah, that was my excitement. Of course, last week I got sick. I had some weird virus, and I was like, man, I hope I don't have COVID, which I did not end up having COVID. So just ended up having some weird upper respiratory deal, and I could not stop coughing. So that's why my friend Dennis Eslock had to help me out On Thursday, we had John Pagano from Henricus Historical Park come on the show, and he was telling us about some of the paranormal experiences he was having out there, and I was like, man, would love to have you on, but I just couldn't stop coughing, which is kind of annoying when you're trying to host a podcast. Little bit of a tip there. So yeah, it was everything's fine. I am good to go. Obviously, I'm not coughing my head off right now. Drinking my tea as I usually do. And yeah, of course, I do want to wish everybody a very happy 55-mile-per-hour speed limit day. I know it is a very exciting holiday for everyone, and you had to get past New Year's and Christmas. You're like, oh my God, when is it going to get here? It's finally here. For all those people who don't like driving 45 and don't like driving 65, 55-mile-per-hour speed limit day. This is your holiday. And you know how they say to make a holiday for absolutely everything? This is living proof. If you can call it a holiday living proof, this is living proof that they'll make a holiday out of anything. Yep. See, now you can. CR says I can't drive 55, but now you can. You could drive 55 all day long. I don't care. 25 miles per hour zone, 55 miles per hour. School zone, 55. Because you can say, look, it's 55-mile-per-hour day. And they got to let you go. You're like, all right, well, of course, you can drive 55 now because it's a holiday. You're getting into the holiday spirit. So go test it out tonight after the show. Go drive 55 in a neighborhood and see. Just tell the cops, it's all right. Look at the holiday and be like, all right, it's fine. Go ahead. Actually, don't do that. I'm just kidding. Obey the speed limit, guys. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right. Well, we've got a returning customer tonight. We had him on last November, and we had an interesting conversation. But before we get to Jimbo, I'm going to introduce my co-host tonight. First, she is from the Orion Effect, coming on Sunday nights from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Also a member of Fredericksburg Paranormal Investigators. Let's bring on Rhonda Harris Dowdy.
Hey. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. How was Belle Grove?
Oh my gosh, Belle Grove was awesome. Saturday night we had a public investigation. We had multiple paranormal teams accounted for. Your team Crop was accounted for. We had Dennis there with us.
Yeah, I heard he was going out there.
Yeah, we had John Stevens out there. We had Hill City Paranormal out there. So Courtney and Sean were out there with us.
Oh, nice.
And we had a really great time. It was a lot of fun. Sean and I got some really cool, he's got some recordings of some cool stuff we got at the caretaker's house about 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm not sure which it was. We were all a little bit delirious at that point, but we got some good stuff there. We had a good time. And then there was a good New Year's party on Sunday. I did not make it because I had to come back on early Sunday morning to take care of my dogs and do things like that. So I had gone and run some errands and grabbed some lunch, and I don't think lunch agreed with me too well. And I had a massive headache and stomach issues. So I didn't go back out there for New Year's Eve, but it looked like they had a good time.
That's awesome. I'm sorry you got sick. That sucks.
Yeah. Sometimes you're just kept at home because you need to be at home, I think.
Yeah. And it's not fun trying to be around people when you're not feeling good because you feel like you need to be at your best. Yeah. And when you're feeling your best, you feel bad about it. So,
but it was
I'm glad
great.
you got your rest and
meet Courtney and Sean, and they're great, and we had a good time.
they're really nice people. I enjoy
Yeah.
talking to them. And glad you guys had such a good turnout. And yeah, I saw you decorate. You did a good job decorating the. What's
Thank
up,
you.
Austin?
Hey,
Decorating the
Austin. Hey,
cabin
Lois.
for the party on Sunday night. I'm sorry I missed that. That looked like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we had a fun time just decorating. I'm not kidding.
Mm. I mean, it's always a good time with Howie. He makes things entertaining. So, and just the way he had everything set up, all the games he had planned out and everything. It looked like it was an awesome time. Hopefully he'll do it again next year. And I will be there for that. Well, hopefully, Angie, all of us will be there for that because it was a family thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully, we'll be able to make it.
Either that or you're going to have to invite us all to the beach house.
There we go.
We have to roll.
Hey, we may have to make that happen. I mean, I do have access to it, so we can figure out a weekend. We can all go down there. All right. So our next host, she is the host of the Positively Preposterous Paranormal Podcast, the newest podcast on the Vibe Radio Network. Let's welcome Dana Marie Vollmer.
And you got it right. No time.
Yes, I had to write it down, and I thought I was going to get
I
all tongue
love that
twisted.
name. I love
It is amazing.
It is absolutely ridiculous, which is pretty much what I am most of the time. So I figured, hey, why not go with it?
It is definitely a great name for a podcast, and you probably market the shit out of that.
And I decided it's going to be P4 for short. So
P4. It sounds like either like a BTS type thing, like a Korean like
a K-pop band.
Yeah, K-pop. That's what it is.
Yep. Happen to know all about those. I got a little sister that very much loves K-pop.
Welcome, P4. I like it. So hope you guys are having a good new year. Thank you very much for coming on the show and helping me out tonight. Tonight we are talking with Jim Sandoval. Last show was kind of a whirlwind. There was a lot of stuff going on. I was telling Sarah, let's give a shout out to Sarah Hall Hayes. She has a terrible migraine. She was supposed to help out tonight. Thank you, Dana, for coming on.
No problem. I hope you feel better, Sarah.
Yeah, it sucks when you have a migraine and just feeling great.
I think they're going around, honestly, because I had a migraine from hell yesterday.
Me too. Mine started on Sunday after I was not feeling well, and then yesterday it finally tapered, and then it came right back.
Yeah, I got out of bed and made it to the couch, and that was it. It was like 10 out of 10, the worst that I've had in a couple years.
I have not had a migraine yet, so don't send that shit my way.
Well, you don't want to join the club?
No, I will. I'll just take your word for it that it really sucks, and I'll just I'll be fine. What is up, Adriana? What's up, Fredericksburg Paranormal FPRI? Excuse me, I got a burp. Excuse me. So yeah, last show was very entertaining, very informative, and let's bring Jim back on, and we'll see what we can get, what kind of stuff we can get into tonight. Oh yeah, happy New Year to you, Shayla, as well. Thank you. Boom, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
Hey there. Hello.
Welcome back to the
Happy
show.
New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
We're so excited to kick it off with you, Jim, because November, like Brian said, was a whirlwind. You kind of rocked our minds.
Oh man, wait till I tell you what happened recently.
Oh my gosh.
I need to know.
I'll have to send you pictures
So,
too. I'll be in and out when I'm sending you pictures. It's very interesting to say the least.
So let's give a little bit of recap to Dana. And those who missed the show last time. You had a experience with an ex-girlfriend. Give us the Cliff Notes version of what happened to you.
Well, long story short, she said she met her. She says she was a black magic. I didn't really believe at the time. She moved in. She took me on a trip to New Orleans. We came back from the trip to New Orleans. There's a big mark on my back 3 days after we got back. Been to doctors, blood work, MRI scan, skin biopsies, saw a dermatologist, 2 dermatologists, several other doctors. All, couldn't figure out what it was. When I started doing spiritual baths, it went away. Well, not away, but started to lessen. It's still there. Then when we broke up, it was like a whole thing. There was an exorcism done. There was a manifestation, and then I kicked her out, and that was that. Long story short.
Well, I mean, that's a lot and a little in the Cliff Notes version.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the Cliff Notes.
Brian's got some pictures, and it's not just that it left a mark, it's that the mark was there. You saw all these doctors. The mark will fade and the mark will come back.
It'll change shapes.
Crazy.
And I got into a 18-wheeler accident several years, about 5 or 6 years ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot I just lost my train of thought.
Happens to me all the time, man. Don't even sweat it.
There was
It just the scenic route.
Yeah.
A specific reason I brought it up. Oh well. Anyway, we'll continue.
So you were thinking that maybe you had a curse put on you or something, or do you still feel that?
Okay, so here's the interesting thing. I run into people who are always into the occult. It seems like nonstop.
Mm-hmm.
And not only just into it, but like either really heavy into it, or because this I'll just go ahead and tell y'all what happened recently. This happened on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I was either bathing or sleeping at the time when it happened. My security camera didn't pick anything up, but it happened to. I'm in a rental car, and there's a reason for that too. I gotta tell you.
Not another accident. Not another accident.
Yes, a deer totaled my car. A deer totaled my car. And my cat. I was picking up my cat from the vet, and he was in the car with me. And I'm not sure if we went over the last thing about like how I told you. I'm not sure if I told y'all, but my mom was being like worked on by someone and all that. Did I show you the egg that showed the person in there?
Yes.
Well, I retaliated, and then soon after, I got into the accident. So they went after my mom. They went after my mom. You know what I mean? So, and recently, I'll send you some pictures. Like I said, this happened to 3 of my, because I'm in a rental, and it's just so funny. It's not funny, but it's funny. Someone, when people throw holy water and stuff, you see like the splatters of water that, have. Well, someone doused my car with blood mixed with herbs, and they did it to my car and the 2 cars next to me. So.
Or either side of you or just close to you?
Well, 2. There's only 3 cars up front, and they did all 3 of them.
And it was actual blood, like it smelled coppery.
I'll show you. I'll send you the pictures. Let me send you the pictures real quick. So I might be out of camera for a second. I'm gonna.
Okay.
Go ahead and send.
I'm just like so curious here because like I know it's a thing, like obviously.
Oh, it's a thing.
Totally a thing, but like I don't know. Like for me, you have to have done something really, really, really wrong to even put my time and energy into that. So like to hear.
Yeah, you would think that's all it is. It can be as simple as envy, or as simple as a girl or a man. It can be anything like that.
Yeah, it depends on the person and the situation and their beliefs in the practice, what they feel is just to do those actions on. But
do you think it was part of your ex-girlfriend trying to get back at you?
No,
or
this was a whole different scenario. Remember, I'm not sure I told you the girl that I was talking to that choked me or whatever and told me all that crazy stuff.
No.
We didn't get into that.
We
Yeah.
did
No.
not even get into
My
that.
camera's all going crazy right now.
We got into what happened with your ex-girlfriend and
From
then
way
your
back when.
mom, what she was going through, and then whatever they had kind of been putting in the mix was amplified by what you already had going on by the ex-girlfriend. So no, we do not know about this choking incident.
Okay, so there was a girl that I was talking to. I'm not sure if you heard of. It's all over YouTube and stuff like that. It's called the Twin Flame Journey,
Yes.
Yes.
and it's a total scam. It's a total scam, in my opinion. Maybe some of it's true, but a lot of it isn't. It talks about there's a runner and a chaser, and what it usually is a narcissistic empath relationship, and it's very abusive.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them's very deviant and basically borderline possessed. They have all and they all act very similar. It's very interesting. So anyway, so what was I going to say? So we'll go to, I guess, I guess they would call it a manifestation, is when she was blackout drunk. She got on top of my lap and started choking me, and I knew something was off because it was just a weird whole situation. Like I don't really get all into the details of it because there was because when you're in the twin flame journey, you start getting a lot of signs. Like a lot of you see remembrances of them everywhere. It's just like a bunch of synchronicities. The numbers will form, the 333s and all the 222s, just like constantly nonstop. Like all these, and and it even says, in scripture it says that the devil will do signs and wonders as well. So I was kind of like, okay. And then when the manifestation happened, it just kind of sealed the deal because I was doing I was gonna do 3 days of I guess praying or exorcisms, whatever you want to call it, to get rid of the evil. And then when she got on my lap and started choking me and said, "You need to stop," and she was blackout drunk. That's the other thing too. So she was anyway. She says, "You need to stop these exorcisms. You don't understand. I am the demon. I'm a 10,000 century-old witch." And then she started saying about how she can have control over this, that, and the other, and how she mastered the art of seduction. It was really wild. And yeah, a bunch of other things were said, and that kind of was a manifestation that happened. And I was just like 10,000 century-old witch. And then when she was walking around, all her other friends or her, she saw, what just happened with y'all? I'm like, what do you mean? She's talking about how she's like a 10,000 century-old witch or something. And I was just like, oh no, she's just really drunk. Just I don't want, people to be all like, oh, but so some other things happened. The blood incident could have happened because, again, with a girl, I was friends with a girl, and I guess him and her were having some kind of thing, and the dude is practicing, he practiced Santeria, and that's why it's like, oh, the blood makes sense with him. And also with the girl, we all had it was a huge falling out. It was really, really brutal. I'll just say. And yeah, and I guess that's why they threw the blood on there. So
I'm downloading the pictures now. So
and you can see in the windshield when I took it from the inside, you'll see the herbs and all that. It's like dried brown. I asked several people. I was gonna report to the police, but it was Christmas. I wasn't gonna call them that day. The next day it rained, so it was already gone.
So I think my question, Jim, is you're having these series of events and they're all different people involved. Do you feel like
it's all connected? It's all
from
connected
the first
for sure.
incident with your ex?
I was going to ask the same thing because it seems like an ongoing series. Like there's a pattern to it.
Oh yeah. Yep. And the girl that I was talking to that did it was into tarot cards and was in all that. She told me that when she was younger, she was really into it. And I've noticed a pattern too. People who get into it and they don't have a mentor or whatever, they go crazy. And a lot of them get institutionalized.
Yeah.
And she
she
went crazy.
When you say into it, do you mean just like in witchcraft in general or in the darker sides of witchcraft?
just witchcraft in general, because it opens a gate. And unless you have like some ancestral, like if you had previous family members that were witches that have like agreements, or you have very specific types of like, I guess guardians or whatever like that, you're gonna get messed up. In my opinion, from what I've seen and what I've noticed, because I was trying to go, would you say, going through the craziness too, that my grandfather did a whole. Before he passed, did a whole ritual with a broom and a blanket, and it was really interesting, and it made everything stop. It was really wild.
No,
I guess the veil was too open, I guess, and most people don't know how to handle it.
that's a possibility, because I mean, I myself am a practitioner. However, I don't go that path. Like, to me, it's just wild to want to put that time and energy into, how do I put it? Like, into like such negative emotions when there's like so many other ways to handle it. But that depends on the path and the practice. What is socially acceptable to you? What your path teaches you? Does it teach you in the rule of 3? Does it teach you that you are karma and justice, and it is up to you to level the playing field and things like that? That's kind of where a lot of it comes into play for me. And I'm honestly, I don't get mad. And if I am, like, I just don't have the energy to go ahead and.
Well, I'm sure there'd be certain circumstances, like if someone goes after your family member, children, animals, pets, that'll get the wrath out pretty quick.
Well, but that's for anybody, whether you practice magic or not. Like, they're going to want to take revenge. However, justice,
however you want to see it.
But just to be dating someone and be like, hey, I'm going to do this thing. Like, I know there's people out there, because like you see people who who are so mentally unstable that had they practiced, they would definitely do all the things.
Well, I think she had a pact with the demons, so it's a little different path than probably what most people do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, because I mentioned in the last podcast, her husband was shot 2 weeks before I got into the 18-wheeler accident, same year. And so I kind of thought it was more of like a Black Widow thing, like where her lovers would get taken by the spirit, I guess.
That makes sense, because it's a price to pay. Depending on what you offer in the pact, it's going to be taken.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, yeah. So it's obviously someone's trying to get your attention. Was this your car, or is this the rental car?
That's the rental. I'm still in the rental. It's a mess. My cat needs surgery. It's a big thing. Yeah. Dental. It's going to be his jawbone's fused to his tooth that's infected, so it's going to be a whole complicated mess.
Oh. So it's more than just removing the teeth?
Pardon?
It's more than just removing the teeth?
Yep, they might have to break the jawbone, or I mean, the guy's a professional, so he might be able to like do something. He probably has another technique, but my regular vet said they're gonna have to break the jawbone to remove it. It's gonna be a whole thing. So
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I have 3 cats, of which you've probably noticed causing chaos behind me, and 2 of which don't have teeth. And that surgery is like, I don't know, crazy enough for me to have a full mouth extraction. So like,
$5
I
or
just
$6 grand.
snuggle your baby.
Yeah.
Pardon?
I said, I just want to snuggle your kitty now. Like,
I'm like so like worried right now. I don't even know what I'm in for. You probably do.
Your kitty's going to be very loopy.
Oh, I believe it.
For a few days and laying around a lot.
Yeah, I know, and he's an overweight one too, so I hope he's going to be okay.
Does he eat wet food?
Yes, he does.
Okay, because you're not going to be able to give him any dry food for a while. And then
How
when you
old
do,
is he?
you have to start wetting it.
He's 8.5, 9 years.
Okay.
Poor baby.
I know, it's his name too. So yeah, and funny enough, the girl that whatever he actually when he first met her, bit her on the lip.
Oh wow.
Yep.
They're a judge of character. I don't know how many people say if my pets don't like you, I don't like you. So.
I don't know. It was the craziest thing I've never experienced. It was definitely some kind of bewitchment or something. I've never felt that allure. And I'm like, I'm a Gemini, so I'm a real like logical love thinker, I guess you would say. I think I love through what I think, my brain more so than, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just very. It was the weirdest. Oh, I can't even explain it. But yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Now, forgive me because I wasn't on the previous episode, but when you think about things now, like when you kind of like go back and think about like how everything started when you met her and all of that, were there like any tip-offs prior to it? Like any
Oh, yeah.
slight activity or dreams or like weird feelings
Yes.
or anything?
The dreams. Okay, so it's really interesting. She has a lot of occult ink work done on her.
Mm-hmm.
She has the Kabbalah.
Okay.
She has the moon tattooed right here. She has a sun on her arm. So she has the pillars.
Mm-hmm.
She has it. So she acts very naive about it, but she's very, I think, knowledgeable, and it was really interesting. A lot of people hide how really knowledgeable they are if they're, yeah.
Like to play our cards close to our chest.
Yeah. Me, I'm just like, nope, you're lying. See right through it. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. I
I'm
just
wondering,
can't handle.
since you kind of had like you had the one girl in New Orleans that gave you the mark on your back, and then you have this girl who climbs on top of you and starts choking you. I don't know. Like maybe you should read their Tinder profile a little more carefully.
Well, the thing was, she wasn't the first one was, I guess, it was before Tinder. This other girl was a bartender at a bar, and yeah.
It sounds like you have a type. The type that wants to kill you, apparently.
Aww.
Something. I don't know. It's I don't know about kill me, but it's something. It's something. What else? I'm trying to think of what else happened. But yeah, this is all recent. This is within the past, like that last year, I got into 5 different wrecks, and the last one topped it off.
5 different
None of
wrecks.
them, yes. 2 of them I weren't even in the car. I got 2.
Now I'm curious I'm so sorry, Ryan.
No,
Go
ahead.
With the train of activity, like, does it, because you're saying that you had different events that were correlated to different people. Is it all the same consistent type of like activity as far as events that are happening to you, medical illnesses, things like that? Or does it like shift gears and like fall off and then change its course and do something different?
Well, I'm actively actively practice like cleansings and stuff like that, spiritual baths and candles and crystals and sounds and everything like that. I'm doing the whole thing. So it's
naturally.
So it's I got the barriers or whatever. So it doesn't affect me as you think. I mean, like everything's like falling apart around me right now. Like it's insane, but I feel I'm okay with it. And I'm working all the time, constantly trying to get her to keep everything afloat. I'm just waiting. Something's gonna happen big. I don't know what, but I'm optimistic.
And you've been in so many accidents, but something is keeping you like from getting seriously injured.
Oh yeah, the deer thing. I didn't see.
Accidents.
Let me send you the picture. I gotta send the picture of the accident real quick. Hold on. I have to edit it so the license plate not on there. Hold on a second.
Makes sense. I'm curious too, like I don't even know how to word it. So it's a good thing that he's taking a break to edit it because like I have the
So many
question.
questions.
I can see the images for the words that I want to use.
Oh yeah,
I forgot the words.
I
What
can't
are the
talk right
images?
now. Yeah,
Images.
how many
You
pictures
want
you have in your head?
graph? No, so like basically my curiosity is all right, so we know that Jim's doing the spiritual baths and like the sound cleansings and all that to do to combat it. And using, I guess you would say like my I don't know, my third set of eyes since I already have two on. And maybe Rhonda knows what I'm talking about here, but I am sensing that there is almost like some white, like there is something definitely combating what's going on there. Almost like, I want to say like a halo, but it's not a halo. It's something other than him that seems to be combating. So it almost makes me wonder if like, beyond doing the cleansings and all that, are you practicing like on the lighter side to kind of combat that, or is it just power of prayer and things to that effect?
Well, I mean, Jim, you're a practicing shaman, correct? Like you're a shamanic
Well,
practitioner at this point.
I'm a folk Catholic, I guess you would say. I'm more of I'm a Gnostic, I guess you would say, not agnostic, but more of a Gnostic.
I get it.
Yeah, but even in that a lot of the writings, I guess some of it I don't agree with. There's different versions, so it's complex to say the least. Just all over the place. I'm trying to get this fixed, but it's kind of not working here. There we go.
But that definitely makes sense because it feels like, I don't know, whatever you're practicing is kind of combating.
Yeah, I'm. Oh my goodness, it's not. Is it? Am I upright?
You were upright, then it moved.
They don't want us to have this conversation. That's all it is.
I know. This is like my life sideways right now.
Oh my gosh. So that's right there.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to make the picture bigger, but I am having difficulty.
Yeah, excuse me while I get my face like real close to the computer.
There we go.
Hey, Barb.
Hey, Barb. How are you?
So,
I mean, that's a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with a 3-point buck at least.
From a deer.
I had to go in the speed limit 55. I was the only car on the road.
Well,
it's like it waited for me.
And it wasn't even National 55 mile per hour day.
I was waiting for Ryan to say that.
I was going 55 too.
There we go.
There we go.
Celebrating.
There we go.
The thing that gets me is like hitting a buck is like probably, as far as especially accidents go, like that's probably one of the most mundane things you can do. But putting it in context with everything else that you've said previously, as well as the information that you're giving us today, it's like, holy shit. Like,
yeah. It's almost like what said buck sent.
I gotta show you. Let's see. Do you have? I'm not sure if you have it on file, but it's the egg with the kid with the bolo tie and the lapel pin and all that.
I have all the pictures you sent. I just don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how to make them
bigger.
Yeah.
Are you using OBS?
No. I mean, no. I mean, I'm using because it worked last time. So
I know. I remember.
Yeah.
Extra camera video file starts up screen. Blah, blah, blah. Let me see.
So you practice tarot, right?
Myself?
Yes.
Yes, I practice tarot. I'm also a Wiccan. Formerly Catholic, have a lot of knowledge about Catholicism, things to that effect. Feel like it's basically a more controlling version of witchcraft. Because you do a lot of spells in Catholicism that you don't realize are spells.
Well, it's the ritual. The rituals.
Ritualistic.
And there are a lot of practices that are, I guess you could say, a lot of it's passed down probably from ancient Sumeria more than likely, because a lot of it, like Babylon and some Sumeria used Archangel Michael and the Gabriel. That's why it kind of sus to me. they're all sus to me. I use them, but
Yeah,
I
and then
don't
when you
because
look
they're
at the
archangels.
evolution of the Leto and into Lilith and so on and so forth, and like oh my gosh,
That's crazy.
I can't pronounce
But-
none of the Mesopotamia, but if you were to I could tell you the folklore. Like,
And they what was I going to say? Because like the archangels in the Gnostic beliefs, you have the archons, which are the
Mhm.
basically the demons and all that.
Yes.
And then that's why you have the golden serpent all over everything. Like in you know who Quetzalcoatl is?
Yes.
You have the golden serpent of same thing as similar to the Yaldabaoth, the creator of the physical world from the demiurge.
Yes.
Yep.
Kind of going through all these pictures here to figure out where that
My
little
face
boy in
is
the bellow.
I've torn
But
some
there's-
of these. Yeah, I'm just
Let me know when I get to it, all
not letting
right?
me do two things at once right now. Like I have things I want to say, and there's photos going. Oh wow.
That's the old lady that was hired to curse this one person that I was doing a reading for online.
This was the egg in the
Oh yeah, go back one real quick. Nope, the other way maybe.
that one.
One more. One more. We'll get there. We'll get there together. keep going.
Here's a skull.
Yeah.
That's Santa Muerte. Everybody likes to use. A lot of practitioners like to use Santa Muerte.
Here's a little face right there.
Yep, that's the two babies there. Those are the twins. There's the baby there as well. Well, here, go back right there. Let her read that right there about the mark. That's that last paragraph there. That's a guy from
Mahasona
Sri Lanka.
kills people at night by striking them between the shoulders. The mark of a hand will be embossed on the flesh of the body. After this, apart from killing, he is also able to possess humans. Here's a picture of what you had on your from the first experience.
Yep. That was there untouched for about 5-6 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, some real stuff. And that's from the Black Dragon. I would say, that's the Black Adder the Bible talks about and all that kind of stuff. That's why I've studied a bunch of different religions, and like the only thing that like as far as removing and expelling demons really is Christianity. Only that works really. Like I've tried all the other stuff, and it just seems to have adverse reactions for me. It just doesn't seem to work.
I feel like every religion kind of has an area of expertise or like knows their stuff, especially when it comes to like various different things, and that other things are just like repackaged. But yeah, they seem to be the ones that are most concentrated on actually removing and expelling.
Yep. And I've heard there's some other like a lot of the other I've studied shamanic religions, so like other types that they wear the headdresses and all that to like I guess scare the demon. Some of them like do offerings to appease it, to remove it. There's like a lot of other ones do other things than just trying to remove it. And yeah, and the name Jesus Christ usually really gets them really angry. So and that's the right there. These the Book of Shadows I got that I guess it fell to me, came under my possession from 1959 is what's what it's dated from.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Oh, you would love to see that. I wish I was close. If I could show it to you. It's really cool. There's a lot of things that you think would be really cool. I have also a stone that has a demon trapped in it. He has a picture of one of those somewhere.
Now,
And so when when you hold those stones, you get a nice, cool vibration feeling. This one like burns, and you have to do several cleanses to get the feeling. It's really not fun.
Fascinating.
there it is.
That's crazy.
That's in a Super 7 crystal.
See,
Which is
I've
my favorite.
encountered, I'm kind of not like 100% sure on the terminology, because to me, it felt like twice in my life that I've truly encountered things that were inhuman and on the spectrum of what some would consider demon. But I didn't spend enough time around them to actually discern like.
Oh, I've studied in depth. I've had a lot of encounters. Only one physical manifestation. Most of them you can just like feel them. or they're trapped in objects, stuff like that. Usually, have you seen that movie Fallen with Denzel Washington? It's kind of like
Yes.
it reminds me of that,
Mhm.
where that entity will go through different people, and it'll be like the same conversation but through different people, and like he was singing that one song through the whole people.
Yeah.
Each part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot. Time is on my side. Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Rolling Stones.
Yes, it is.
Yep, that's it.
But like no, my experiences was just once with a after being a dumb teen and seeing something and going, nope, done.
Experimenting, I see. Experimenting, I see.
Yes. But then the other was a household that was connected to my family, where as time went on, especially for anybody who's a sensitive individual, it was physically impossible to spend more than 30 minutes in the house. And
too overwhelming, the energy.
heavy.
Like so if you get fear, terror, anxiety, all that.
And then like they would clean the windows and open the curtains and it would still be dark.
When I said that, there was a noise that happened over here, and my cat and I are both looking. Hold on a second.
No matter how much you cleaned the house, it still looked dirty. Other people could spend like 2 hours there, but for me, like 30 minutes, and I was like feeling it. And then the one day I actually saw an individual pacing the house who would not show me his face, but he was very, very upset that I was in the household and that I could see him. And he was also very upset that I was near, I guess, the target individual. And it was very difficult for me. And then I explained to another individual in the household what I had seen, and we conversed. That individual called me later, told me that they had seen and conversed with the same, and they didn't know if it was a dream or not. They thought they knew who it was, and then shortly after passed away.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
And yeah, like I think it was one of the very few times that I was asked to actually go in and cleanse a home, and I was like, I don't know if I can, and I'm honestly scared too.
Yeah, I've done a couple. One of them was I think I told them about it. It's one of actually someone that lives around the area. She had. You ever heard of Morgellons disease?
Yes. That
Yep.
crazy illness.
Yeah, they have no explanation for. They get little worms that's popping out of their head or
Yeah, like
everywhere in
fibers
the
on
body.
the skin that itch, and like they almost call it like the alien disease because
Yeah.
they can't find an earthly explanation for it.
Yep, and some people believe it's a spiritual thing too, because she actually got cursed by someone from work, and then when she started having that problem, I showed her the egg cleanse. I did the cleansing in her house, and it's weird because one of my friend who practices, she owns does a tattoo artist and makes her own candles, has her own shop or whatever in Arizona, and they both did the egg. This is different times though. The one that I went to go cleanse her house, she did the egg cleanse. This is after I was gone. I gave her the instructions. She said she went to sit at the dinner table, and then she got sick all of a sudden and was throwing up black stuff, like in The Exorcism. And then allegedly, I wasn't there. Her boyfriend or ex-fiance at the time said that a seahorse demon spirit manifested and knocked over their altar, and he had to whatever doing because he was like into Enochian angel magic and all that. And that's the seahorse demon right there that and they came in their egg as well. Yeah, and so my friend who owns a tattoo, or the witch that owns a tattoo shop, she did the egg cleanse one day and was vomiting black stuff too. So it seems to be like a thing. It seems to be like a thing that happens when you're getting a lot of negativity.
Yeah, because
and
just like with toxins, like anything that physically resides inside your body, you have to expel.
Yes.
Well, the egg cleanse is just like you do it outside the body, so it's not like you're taking anything. And then and I was telling them like it's similar to the story when Jesus saw the madman cutting himself with the stones, and he says, "We are legion," and all that kind of stuff, and he casts them to the pig, and they go over the ravine. It's the egg is similar when you're saying the prayers and it's getting absorbed, and then you drop it and you crack it in holy water, and they get basically like in the ravine, and then you can do the reading from there. The Greeks used to call it the Venus looking glass. Yeah, we call it the Olympia.
Yeah, that's not a method that I use often, but I have used it from time to time.
It's my go-to. It's almost like an X-ray or a sonar. It gives you a more in-depth reading of the energy, and it gives you actual like visual things that you can actually like. Okay, this is what it is. You know what I mean? Like the babies you saw earlier, the skull. There's a bunch of other ones you'll have. Let's look for the kid with the bolo ties. This is the one that I was doing the Harry Potter battle that got me into that wreck.
That is insane. So it's like your diagnostic tool, your X-ray.
Yeah, exactly. See, there's the the old lady there. She's holding the pot, and a snake is coming out of it. Snakes usually mean black magic. That's the manifestation that appeared to me in physical form. This was another thing that it's the same one, but in different form. It's Baal. One of the this wizard that was the girl that choked me. She was this guy who was a rapping, drug dealing wizard sent this at me. I know it's
a rapping, drug dealing wizard.
Wizard. I know, warlock.
That is as good as my podcast name, like that.
I mean,
this right here actually was a spiritual bath to combat him, and a dragon formed in it, which I thought was
wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
It was like the Japanese or the Chinese dragon. Yeah. Oh, that's the one right there. If that's the one that has the cloak with the Grim Reaper, if you can zoom in all the way,
that one
the
is
old lady
crazy.
The old lady that is in the center there. I wish you can zoom in on it. It's killing me. Can you send her the picture? And maybe she can have a. Dana,
I don't like how that makes my stomach feel.
Oh yeah, this was Santa Muerte. They conjured her to break up, to put death on someone's relationship.
All right. I literally had a dream about that type of magic last night. You just freaked me the hell out.
I had a weird dream too. I don't dream normally, and I had a weird dream too. I don't even want to say it on here.
Yeah, it was crazy, and I'll just say it involved a house. And the house didn't like the neighbors. The house didn't like me. The house liked me at first and then changed its mind. But it all tied back to that, and it was crazy.
Yep.
Hang on one second. Boom. There.
So I was telling them when they initially like attacked my mom, like she was having the dreams. She actually saw the kid with the long hair and all that and everything, and then later on it came into the freaking the egg. Well, I forgot what happened, but it was really like it made me mad. So I just went into the ethereal realm and just choked, like Darth Vader choked him. You know what I mean? And then he got his grandmother involved, which I think who she was teaching, because you got to realize these people were hired, and I believe they're either like in a border town or in Mexico, because the kid had looked like a uniform when we find the egg, and it's just so it was like in the movies, like when you look in the you just feel something. You look in the like if I look in the rearview mirror, I'm gonna see something. I look in there, and then as the light shines, you see like an image of an old wrinkly lady, and it's just like you don't see it solid. It's like as the light goes by, or just I was like, I was like, all right, it's I guess game on then. You know what I mean?
Those types of experiences are so unsettling.
I see to be at this point I laugh at it.
I know.
It's like
for me personally, there's just certain imagery that I'm like, ugh.
Well, to me, it's just like, oh, we're doing this trope. Okay. I've seen this one before.
Well, yeah.
You ever get scared?
It's a combination of excitement and fear, I guess.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, what's gonna happen next?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. How do I have to sidestep this now?
It's like you're normal at this point.
Yep.
But
Yep. And it's good as time. It's really interesting too because as everything was falling apart, then like basically the World War III started. I just thought that was interesting too. It was just like it's basically what it is. I mean, it's biblical if you want to take it that route too. But then again, the people that are on top probably use it as their playbook too. So who really knows? I know about was it Project Bluebeam, whatever. They're we're working on using holograms to fake like false miracles to like sway groups of people.
Oh, that's a whole rabbit hole that like I don't even
We don't want
know podcast
Yeah.
for.
I'm just mentioning it out there that it's a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, that is like Dana said. That's not something we can get into with like 10 minutes left to go in the show.
oh yeah, no. I just wanted to mention that real quick because just to have it out there in the ether.
That's a whole side conversation that the four of us will be like chatting for the next 6 hours and whatnot. Did you see this?
Yeah, exactly.
I wanted to see the kid with the bolo tie. Let's see if we can find him real quick. We keep
Let's
getting
see
sidetracked. I keep getting sidetracked.
I'm gonna go through each picture now, and you tell me when to stop, okay? Because I really don't know. All right, not this one.
Nope.
Boom, boom.
Did that mark hurt, or was it just there?
It used to tingle a lot, and it burned and itched and all kinds of. That's about it. It felt like the weirdest thing is felt like something was crawling underneath in my skin.
Ooh, so maybe you.
That's got to be annoying.
Pardon?
I said, ooh, maybe you had more gel-ins because that's what they say they feel.
No, I guess they had nothing came out of it. Nothing was coming out of my skin. That's the Mahasona also there. I'll keep going.
Right, so that was the Grim Reaper. So
There's the rapping wizard.
The rapping wizard demon.
Yeah.
The dragon bath.
Oops, I hit the wrong button. Hang on. Let's see here.
that was so interesting.
I mean, yeah, if you ever want to talk outside, you can get my information and we can exchange notes.
Not a problem, yeah, because like where it's like, how do I put it? I don't actually label myself as far as like dark or light or anything like that because I don't know. Like you said, if somebody were to attack my family or something, you don't know what you would do to bring justice.
Oh no, I know exactly what I would do. I know exactly what I would do.
No, I mean like you know what you would do until the situation actually happens, and then you don't know how far you would actually take it, kind of thing. Like when is enough? For myself, just like in my particular style and things like that, I just don't see the point in spiritual warfare. Like we're already at war with so much in the world, and we're already at war with ourselves to a certain point just to exist in this world. I don't understand. It's a culture that's so far removed from my personal values.
Well,
I have a fearful respect of it, but it fascinates me at the same time.
I think of it, like this way. Most people don't know what they're doing most of the time, and they can get, if they can open themselves up to possession, so they become vehicles of something else's goals, I guess you would say. That one right there is a man riding a dragon. That's a very specific demon too, as well.
Oh yeah, there's yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that a man? Oh my God, I know so many.
See, yeah.
Yeah. I know his name.
Azeroth.
Yeah, because I'm actually familiar with like
Astarte is the female version of it.
Yeah, I'm actually familiar with quite a few that are listed in the Ars Goetia.
Yep.
So.
I don't think I have the bowler hat one anymore.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Okay, let me send that to you then.
All right.
Let's see here.
You're right, Ryan, my mind is blown.
See?
Every time.
Fun conversation.
It's like, He sends us
It's-
down paths, and then like days later, I'm thinking about what he said, and I'm like,
Well, it's the rabbit hole, like, because as far as like, especially with me on my path, I'm the type of person that like, I feel that you kind of need to know both sides of everything that you're going to study, because what's it where they say, in a lot of cases, like, you can't unhex somebody unless you know how to hex. In order to heal, you have to know how to hex and things like that.
Yeah,
So it's
you have
like,
to hurt to be able to heal. Yep.
yeah, exactly. So it's like I try to study everything and then just kind of stick with my own path and my own strict moral code, which is why I just don't comprehend like the whole spiritual warfare thing and all, because that just doesn't fit with like my values and how I was raised. But like, it fascinates me. And I will go down rabbit holes where I will literally like watch all the videos, order all the books.
What was I going to say? So you know the hurt and heal. In order to heal, you have to be able to hurt. So I was telling them, it's like, well, even Jesus cursed. Like, he was in the middle of the desert, and he went to the fig tree, and the fig tree did not produce good fruit, and he cursed it, and it withered and died. And they say it's a allegory to people who don't produce good fruit, and they're cursed. They get cursed, and then basically they wither and die, basically. And then they get used for tinder for the fire.
And then that's how they become useful.
Yep. So this one was a candle there. Yeah, I get some really cool candle lightning bolts and stuff. So do you see the kid with the bolo tie? He's to the left there, or he's wearing a bolo tie or a rosary.
Wow.
Or it looks like a scary movie where it looks like his eyes are sunken in. He's got long black hair.
For some reason, it's like a combination of like the black-eyed kids with like the sunken eye, but almost like Damien from The Omen.
Or I would say the girl from The Ring too. The way that, or the other thing I would say, like the black metal musicians that wear the paint,
like Alice Cooper type thing.
Alice Cooper and Kiss and Dimmu Borgir and Cradle of Filth and all them, Danny Filth. Yeah.
Okay, I see like a face right here too. Like there's an eye and a nose. Almost looks like the nun.
Yeah.
I just see the big one.
I can see two profiles, one of a face this way, and then the one that Ryan's outlining.
Yeah.
I just see the one that's staring right at you that has the necklace with the tie it has like a lapel pin on his left
right
shoulder.
here.
There's the eye. Yeah.
And there's one right here.
I don't see that.
That
Well, I
gives
guess
me
I
like
can't
a
see
creepy
it
watcher vibe. Like whatever that is, you would just always see it there watching you, and it would be really unsettling.
Well, that was after that appeared after I choked him. I'm like, I got your attention. Well, see, because what I wanted to do is lay off my mom. She's older. It's like, come at me. I'll take y'all on.
Mm-hmm.
And I got more energy, more and I got their attention, and then they stopped. That's all that mattered.
So crazy.
It cost me a lot, but
See, all the egg cleanses I've done have just been so boring. Like this a-hole over here is jealous of you, and this one really
I'm
wants
jealous of you.
To happen to you, but they didn't do any magic. And
I'm jealous of you. I get the worst. I get like the worst. I'm writing a book on it.
The grass isn't always greener.
Yeah. It's like I just get more of like the mundane things. Like people are like, all right, like I feel like I have an attachment. I picked up something or this, that, and the other, or like things to that effect. And then I go in and just kind of intuitively like, all right, here's your prescription. This is what we're going to do. And all right, let me do an egg cleanse because I feel like this needs to be done. And then I'm like, dude, you need to stop hanging out with those people or just like something like that. It's never like,
it's always people.
Shit, we need to really do a prescription here.
But yeah, that's the bolo tie boy.
I mean, I'm still trying to go to the fact that there's a seahorse demon out there. Just
he's also known as Poseidon.
Yeah, right.
I've heard of Poseidon.
If you go down the rabbit hole, trust me, you will not be. You might be mad at me for sending you down the rabbit hole, but you won't be disappointed. I'll tell you that, because to look at the gods and goddesses that actually from like ancient Mesopotamia and things like that actually got put into the Ars Goetia and considered to be demons. And then the ones from Mesopotamia that actually were always demons. And then you look into all of the mythologies and things like that, their description, it's a whole rabbit hole.
Well, you know, if you look at it in a different perspective, like they used to be angels, you know.
Well, yeah, the
before they were
angels
fallen.
too.
Yeah, so they used to be archons or angels, however you want to, you know, it depends on what, because it's very interesting. There's always in a lot of other, like in what the Hindu culture, was it Brahma that was also the creator of the physical realm? What's his name? Brahma? And he didn't Shiva rip off one of his heads also? And it's similar to what happened to, I guess, Lucifer, because he got his lion head ripped off by Archangel Michael. That's why he only has 3 heads now.
Yeah.
Which is the bull, which is one of them, which was one of the golden idols and all that, which is also the first ox, which the first symbol of the Hebrew alphabet, which is the ox, which is also interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a whole rabbit hole. And then when you start to like read people's theories in addition to what you're reading, and then they come up with like the theory that like this person, because when you pull from this text means this, so maybe they didn't even mean that person, and it's a rabbit hole.
And did you ever read a Testament of Solomon? If you want to know about a cool demon story, that's the best. That's the
well, yeah, because there was the ring that controlled them. He controlled all the demons. The demons built the temple. The ring got thrown into the lake, and then wasn't it found? And like the demons were released. And
I think the ring was found, and one of the stones actually was from the Ethiopian king that gave it to Bob Marley. Was one of them. I heard about that.
And then the Ethiopian Bible has all of the books that were removed. So it's almost like that's the most purest form of Christianity because it has all of the texts and not just the ones that were picked and chosen. And it's a thing.
It's a whole thing. And that's why the Dead Sea Scrolls came out and reconfirmed a lot of the other texts.
And then when you go into the fact that like the Solomonic magic, all of those demons were sealed and you have to use the seal. But then the problem with that is that you're asking them to do your bidding. And if you do it wrong, then they get mad at you and then it backfires. Whereas other people will just use the symbol and not the seal. And that's a whole different,
Yeah. They don't know what they're doing. A lot of them. What did it say? That's why I believe in the whole, what St. James said, forgive them for they know not what they do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But yeah.
I just went on a tangent. Sorry.
No, it's fine. I mean,
no, it's totally with it.
I knew you would enjoy the conversation.
Yeah, I feel like I took over. I feel bad, but like
I was telling Rhonda, I'm like
ADD sometimes. I'm just like I have to say it. I have to say it.
Get it out.
Yeah, I was like,
you have to get it
I'm
out.
just gonna let Dana go here because this is like way over my head right now, and you're doing an amazing job. And again, I feel like we could talk for another few hours about.
It almost needs to be just a series of like.
Yeah.
You know, you can always have him on the Positively Preposterous Paranormal Podcast.
So you're just giving me permission to steal guests now?
No,
I'll take it.
No, we're all about, getting the information out.
That's all right, because I willingly shared all my ideas with you for episodes. So.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think you guys would have an amazing conversation.
Oh yeah, I think we would, especially with her Catholic background, and she would be able to relate, and she'll be able to know how I think, and she'll be able to tell me in a way that. And I
random obscure knowledge about all kinds of randomness.
There you go. Hope you book a guest. Congratulations.
So Jim, don't you have a Facebook group about egg cleansings?
Yep, it's called a Shamanic Egg Cleanse. I do free readings on there. Occasionally, I haven't had time recently. I'm working like 10, 16-hour days right now. So, but yeah, eventually I'm going to start a class to learn to do egg readings. I have a book coming out. I just haven't had time to finish it. It's killing me.
Oh man, I would love to read that book.
Yeah, me too as well. Yeah, I would definitely take some classes if you offer them as well.
Yeah, it's going to be the book's going to be. It's basically the book's made like to be like a basically a guide. It's going to have, the history of the egg cleanse, different, cultures across the world that use it.
Nice.
And then it's going to have the list of the different interpretations with the imagery, like the ones that we showed, for example, today, and stuff like that. And yeah. And also it's going to have some spiritual baths that you can use along with it, after you find out certain kinds of, and just basic ones. Because I want to put out a book that's going to have more of a detailed, recipes that I've used that I know work and all that.
That sounds like it's going on my bookshelf. Whether or not it'll get read, I don't know, because I have like this many books that I have to read so far.
It's only 60 pages.
Oh, I'll do that in an
Easy
hour.
read. Nice. That's awesome.
And the interpretation is probably the most important part that you're going to need anyway, so you could just come to that spot.
Yeah, I don't know about anybody else.
Today.
I can blow through a book in a day.
Oh yeah.
If I have nothing to do.
I'm ADHD. It takes me like an hour to read one paragraph.
Oh, I'm right there too. Yeah, it takes me a while to get through.
I'm not saying I retained everything I read that day. I might have to read it like 3 more times, but I can read 1 to 2 books in a day if I have nothing to do. That hyperfixation is real.
Oh, did you show her the hold on? I think the video I sent you with the candle. I think I just.
Hang on.
That one's cool too. Like I get a lot of fireworks happening in my candles. It's kind of funny. And like orbs.
All right, let me go back to here. Present. Share screen. Here. All right.
Oh,
Wow. It's dancing around it.
now is that candle dressed with anything, or is it just?
It's dressed, but it's dug with a hole. You dig a hole in it, and then everything's put inside the hole. So
Okay.
nothing's on the wick or on the outside or anything.
Well, yeah,
It's carved, and then a hole's dug out, and then the herb. It's like loaded like a musket.
no. Look, I needed context so I could. But those herbs are cool. But like, if you dress a candle wrong, it is like a fireworks show. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's why I was asking. But
this
cool.
was right off the start.
That's cool. Interesting.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I have a bunch of videos on my Instagram like that from different. It's usually like all the white ones are protection,
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I think we need to maybe do a part 3 of the conversation.
Well, hopefully
Yeah.
nothing crazy will happen from there now.
Oh God, I hope
No
not.
more accidents, Jim. No more.
Yes, watch out for
I'm
deer.
not in control of that. I'm not in control of that.
I'm just not going to say anything. That way I'm not speaking anything into existence.
Yes, don't.
Big
Please don't.
bubble around Jim.
That's the abracadabra.
Oh, yeah.
Abracadabra,
That's what I'm going to say. There we go. I hope that your bubble gets stronger
That's right.
Yes.
and bigger.
Well,
And it surrounds everything around him, like his car.
exactly.
That's a mile
I need
radius.
to get a new one first. Can you believe they threw blood all over it? That's crazy to me. It's insane. Like on Christmas, the eve of Christmas Day, it happened because I was leaving in and out. There was only a window of like 4 hours where I wasn't in my car. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe 6.
Well,
It's just wild. And I thought it could have been like a puddle, or it could have been a splash, or someone's food splatter, but it happened on all 3 cars. And I got because it happened to one of my neighbors, one of the neighbors I actually talked to. I said, "Come down here. Does this look like someone just splattered all her cars?" And she started freaking out. Yeah, why would anybody do this? And I'm like, I didn't want to freak you out, but I just had to confirm that I'm not going crazy. It's not something I'm imagining. You know what I mean?
And to do it on Christmas.
Because all this stuff
too.
happens, I always have to second guess my sanity at first. You know what I mean? It's like, am I going crazy right now? Is this the time where I'm losing it? Let me get some confirmation. I've been through so much.
Could you imagine if you called the cops and then you had to explain to the rental car company that like you pissed somebody off, so they threw blood on your rental car? Like,
It wasn't like a lot. It was just like I said, it was just like they
Yeah.
sprinkled it with like, I don't know, like holy water blood or something. I don't know. And you saw the one with the one that was
Usually
on the
they kind
windshield.
of, you have either the metal thing where you go like that, like the
Which I
churches.
didn't know that.
Yeah, where they dip it in the holy water in Catholic churches. I forget what it's called, but it's a little metal thing and they dip it in and they go like that. And then a lot of times you'll just see the people literally just put their hands in it and go like that.
Yeah. And what I think happened is the person that was responsible for, it's funny because the one person that I can't, I'm like, it's either him or the other girl. But if it was him, I feel like he wouldn't have done it himself. He would have hired someone, and he was out of town. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
He's not the type to get his hands dirty himself, I feel.
Yeah, why is it? I just don't get the guns for hire thing.
Yeah, a lot of people are doing
Seems
that.
very
That's
common.
like the thing now, because they feel like their soul is clean because they didn't do it themselves.
It wasn't me.
Right.
Yeah,
I didn't do it. My
wasn't
hands are
me.
clean.
Clean, exactly. That's literally I think the logic.
Because
Yeah.
it's like a little kid.
we initiate the act.
Mhm.
However, if this was a crime that wasn't spiritual, that actually had a paper trail or a blood trail or things to that effect, the person who initiated said act would get in just as much trouble as the person that acts it out. So if in all justice systems around the world, that's some variation of that is the case, we do have some justice systems that are slightly different, but the gist of it from the
when it works.
when it works. So why wouldn't spiritual warfare be the same thing? Because you are dealing with forces that are omnipresent and can see not only the now, but the further beyond and have this all knowing. So when it comes to how clean and dirty your hands are, I really don't think it matters who pulls the trigger.
Still intention.
It's like the Manson thing too,
Exactly.
basically the same
Yeah.
thing.
Dude, get out of my head because I was going to make that example, but I thought it was
But yeah, it's been pretty wild. Trying to think of let me look at one more. Let me see if there's another thing I can send you real quick. Give me one
Okay,
second.
dokie.
See if we can add anything to. Let's see here. Oh,
Add more
this
to
one
the
was-
conversation.
Hold on, I know which one. This one was really cool. This one. Let's see if I can get to it.
Who's this over here in the chat? Don't get me started on the fourth dimension and additional dimensions. We don't even have time for what we're doing now.
Yeah. We'd have to end. You have to end the show eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel bad because I'm not ignoring you, paranormal. Just a lot going on here.
Yeah, but I seen the fourth dimension thing, and I'm like, I can't even get started on that. I want to acknowledge it, but I cannot.
I didn't even tell you. I forgot to mention they also smeared a blood spot in the inside of my glass door of my apartment. I'll send that
What?
too. Yeah, hold on. You're all what? Yeah.
The inside of your glass door.
You need better friends there, Jim.
This
He wasn't a friend. He literally had it out for me.
I'm thinking you need to
because a girl
move.
whispered it. Because a girl, I'm trying to. Everything's happening to me. It's keeping me here. I have no idea. I'm trying to
I was gonna
leave.
say,
I want to go to Florida so bad, and everything's keeping me from going.
I think you need to move, but I don't think you can move to Florida now because you just put it on the internet.
Yeah.
Florida's a big place,
and
and there's a lot of guns there.
but the thing is, like, to do this type of working, like, who has time to drive to somebody's house and put and bury shit?
Well,
Like,
if you're paying someone for $200-300 to do it, they're gonna do it. Because this kind of work is not cheap. You know what I mean?
I fully understand it, but it's one of those things where you can understand it academically, but you don't understand it.
Yeah.
But you got to realize most practitioners, like if you go on YouTube, there's a bunch of them. They're not as I guess you say university articulate. Not they don't go to college. They didn't go to college, but
No,
they're
this
from
is something that
they're
they
from they're from the streets, and they do brujeria. You know what I mean?
yeah, and they learned it from community and things like that. And I do know from people who are close with those practitioners, I've never had the opportunity to actually meet them, but I do know that their morals are different. And like when it comes to being in a relationship or something, they think nothing of using domination oil on you to keep
Nope.
you submissive in said relationship and things to that effect.
Oh
And
man, it's
it's like,
brutal.
even though I understand the academics of it, I don't understand it.
It's definitely I'll have to say it's a cultural thing in some
Mhm.
aspects. That's like the one where it's like a thing where they would take your kid back to the switch tree and you pick your own switch to get beat with.
I don't know why I can understand that a lot more.
Well, it's the same kind of logic. It's the same kind of logic. It's the spiritual switch.
This is this the
It's
picture of the blood.
it's the glass door of the inside of the apartment building, and they opened it and they just put inside a glass fingerprint of blood.
Oh, that's like a tag lock. When you put a tag lock under the spell to keep them under your thumb.
Didn't work though. I laughed. It's funny. They don't know.
Well, I mean,
They just
it's more so done on different workings. Like I mean, I'm not 100% knowledgeable, just more on the things that I've looked at. Like the tag locks are usually used like to keep certain workings under your thumb, especially curses and stuff like that. But that's more like a sour jar or something that like to my understanding. But I'm pretty sure you can put a tag lock on anything.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yep, definitely. The blood is binding. I don't, and if you look at the one, there's one where I took a picture of blue. It has a spot, like a nice little splatter, and has the herbs in it. Did you see that one?
Which one was that? Is
It's gonna
that in
be
your car?
it's gonna be with the car pictures. Yeah, with the blood
Yeah, I
splatter.
did see that one. Yeah.
See the herbs are in it right there.
Right there? Yeah.
Yep.
I think I'm just gonna stick to having people throw holy water on me on the bus.
Yeah, well, I didn't ask for this.
No.
I didn't ask for the holy water either.
That's better
Man.
than blood. I'll take holy water any day. But yeah, I don't know. It's been a wild ride, to say the least.
Well, you need to take care of yourself and stay safe. And we'll get you back on probably maybe in the springtime and see how everything went
See how it goes.
with you.
See if I get moved out of here.
Any more stories to tell.
Keep that bubble big.
Yeah.
There's also an interesting thing. So with the whole like twin flame thing, this girl, so it's like images of people that look just like her are following me everywhere. Is that the synchronicities of that? It's like being haunted by it. It's really annoying. It's quite annoying, to be quite honest. I don't know. I don't know. Is it what's your take on the whole twin flame? Do you think it's a narcissist empath thing? Do you think what's your take on that? Do you think you said you heard about it?
I mean, it sounds like a narcissist empath. If you ask me, a twin flame, like I feel like maybe on some connection, like depending on whether or not you believe in past lives or things like that, that there might have been a place and time where you were healthy for each other, but in the other lifetimes, it just doesn't seem healthy to me. And it seems like how a lot of people will have like that one love that they can't get, that they're always going to remember because of the not the logic or the health of the relationship, but that passion. Like the one person that could truly get under your skin in nobody's way and truly make you crazy. Like that's what it always seems like to me, but it does seem like the narcissist and the empath when you break it down.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's like
I've never seen a twin flame situation end on a good note.
Because it's a demonic. One of them's possessed, and the other one is draining or trying to corrupt the empath. usually is like the dynamic from what I see. Because she even told me, she's all, you need to be
Vampire and then-
more. She told me, she basically told me I needed to be more bad, in a sense, in a way. It was weird.
That doesn't necessarily sound like a twin flame to me, because that could have also been the result of a contract.
Soul contract.
Not
Or
even
it could be-
necessarily a full
It could have
contract,
been
but a contract that hit. Spiritual warfare. That just happened to manifest in that particular individual because of their lack of boundaries.
Interesting.
Guys, I would love to stay up all night and talk about this.
All
But
right.
I'm gonna have to cut it short because I feel like we just keep on pulling the string and unraveling the sweater of this thing, and it's never gonna end. It's never going to end. We'll be here at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning.
We'll be
Going
here
out,
till,
what
we'll be here till
When
spring.
did this happen?
Yeah,
We'll be
probably
here
all
till
need to go
spring.
to bed and be human beings tomorrow.
Yeah, we do have to make these podcasts fairly short. But I guess it gives them more opportunity to have him back on. I'm sure you guys have a great conversation on your show, Dana, about stuff. It's there's so much we don't know about.
So many
I
things.
don't know anyways about this stuff that is very fascinating to me. And Jim, thank you again so much for coming on the show and chatting with us. Just please stay safe out there and be careful. It sounds like some people out to get you. So just
Yeah, well, that is a little concerning, to be quite honest. And it's over a girl, and we didn't even do anything, and then, like I said, stuff just got out of hand. We'll just say.
No, be careful with your women's choice next time.
I would say they choose me some of the time, so it's kind of most of the time.
Extend the vetting process when it comes to
I know
girls.
Your phone book and your messages are full. We're not accepting any.
Okay. All right, man. Well, you take care, and I will. I'll be in touch, and we'll set something up. Have you back on. All right.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, and be safe.
Y'all too.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, Jim's always fun.
Yes.
I rambled a bit too much and got way too excited about so many subjects, and I apologize.
No,
but I was having
okay.
You did great. It was I was happy that you were you had all those questions for him.
Well, it's the thing too, and like I forget what I know about a lot of subjects until I get in the conversation, and then I get excited that I know something.
It's like a refresher almost. You're like, oh yeah, okay. And it's like you kind of trigger something in your mind that yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times like people will be like, so what do you do? What do you know? And I'm like, candles.
Well, it's like when someone asks you what you want for Christmas and you cannot think of anything that you want for Christmas.
Story where he's
yeah,
like,
because you put on the spot.
Wait, I want the red.
Yeah, like come back later. Or like someone says something mean to you, and you have a great comeback line. Like 2 hours later,
you think about it when you're in the shower.
Yeah, I should have said this, man. That would have gotten him. You call him back. Well, hey, this is what I really think.
You know what?
That's right.
There's an episode of Seinfeld where George actually flew across the country to another meeting just to give this guy a comeback that he thought of and set the situation up again, just so he could say it. I so relate to that.
It's tough to when you put on the spot to really like talk about what you know.
Yeah,
it's easier when you can come up with it on your own, or if another one's having a conversation, it kind of triggers in your mind, oh yeah, okay, I do know this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great show. Rhonda, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me as always. I love making appearances.
Well, I love having you on. It was a lot of fun. Again, Sarah, if you're watching, hope you're feeling better.
Oh,
Again,
thank you,
migraines
Normal.
suck. Next week I think is going to be a free show. We might do a reaction video to like a Nuke's top 5, which we're supposed to do. I think the Christmas show was supposed to be a reaction video, but then we ended up doing something else.
It took on a life of its own.
Yeah.
Distracted with eggnog.
That was a fun show. No, what? They do. It was the show on the day after Christmas show was supposed to be the Nuke's top 5 reaction video, but then I ended up getting sick. So that ended up being the Henriquez video on Thursday.
Yeah.
But next week we'll have some kind of reaction video. So if you guys want to come on and join
Sure.
that, that'll be fun to do.
Reacting's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's we did that one with EVPs.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
enjoyed that. So
But if it's evidence and stuff, I love reacting to that. You got to see me at home.
awesome. Then we'll all react to Nuke's top 5 next week, and hopefully we'll have Sarah and CR with us, and hell, maybe CJ will join us as well. We'll just have a whole freak show.
I hope Sarah gets better, and I hope CR's mouth heals because
Yeah.
No,
I cringed when he said what he did. I was like,
I could. Oof.
oh.
But I guess if it's bothering you that much, which
Yeah.
I told him today, I'm the biggest bitch when it comes to tooth pain.
No, I probably would have pulled it. I would have been just like him because first off, I have a high pain threshold because I have fibromyalgia. So if something annoys me, like if it's annoying pain, which to me tooth pain is, I'll do it and regret it later. And then the doctor will yell at me and I'll be like, but you weren't open.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, it always seems to happen when it's like the worst time to like
Oh my
either
God,
like on
it's a
Friday
weekend, it's a
afternoon.
holiday, you're on vacation, something like that.
I've literally taken like X-Acto knives and stuff and just like cut things out of me.
Oh jeez.
But I do it quietly. I don't tell anybody that I'm like doing it. I'll be like, oh, I got this splinter. And I'll just go and do it. And then there's other times where like I'll get like an even smaller wound and be like, oh my God, it hurts so bad.
Like a paper cut is like the worst pain ever.
This paper cut hurts so bad. Meanwhile,
Hangnail. Like, oh my
surgery
God,
in the bathroom.
cut my finger off. All right, guys. I'm getting tired.
Yeah, I'm overtired. I've been up since 3 this morning.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, again, thank you very much for coming on and doing this because I know it's hard when you're super tired to want to talk and have a coherent thoughts. So again, thank you for being a trooper and pulling through for us. Good night, Paranormal. And thank guys whoever have tuned in. Thank you very much for your chats and stuff. I feel bad because I feel bad like talking over people to acknowledge chats. So thank you, CR, for doing the chat. Austin, thank you, Lois, Jade, Shayla, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to watch the Ryan Effect on Sunday nights from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yep.
Who do you have on the show this week?
Marcy Kosic. She is a sound healer.
Ooh.
That'll be a fun show.
Yeah.
I need to.
We are pre-recording it, but we'll be in the chat and stuff that night, chatting with everybody. But yeah, Marcy's awesome. She does sound healing with her voice. And my understanding is now she's doing some sound healing with drums. So we'll be figuring out what she's doing new. So, yep.
And Dana, eventually we'll be starting your show. We got to figure out a date, and we'll get you started. And now that you're comfortable, you know kind of what to do.
Yeah, now that my obsessiveness has calmed down and,
The
Like I
best thing
said,
to do was just jump in. That's what Howie did with me. The first time I had to be on my own, he was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm not coming. Here's some notes. Let's do a run through, and you're ready to go." And that's what we did.
and the thing is, you're talking about stuff you know. We're not asking you to talk about something that you have no idea what you're talking about. This is your show, so you're going to be, you know.
well, to be fair, if you gave me like 2 weeks to learn up on something I didn't know about, I could probably still do it because I've done sales for a long time.
Plus, if you don't know it, you can invite people on and ask questions and learn about it. Like, I don't know anything about all this stuff, but I'm asking questions. That's why I'm the host. I don't have to know the answers.
Exactly.
I ask the questions. So that's the thing. You have to be knowledgeable on stuff. That's why you're asking the questions and you learn. That's why, that's what makes this so cool. You learn about different things. And so there's no pressure.
Yeah, I don't feel as much pressure now. There's just a few things I want to sort out logistically before I actually get started. One of those is like I was discussing before, my work schedule.
Mm.
When the house is going to be quiet.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out. There's there's like whenever you want to start.
All right, not a problem. I will be starting soon, though. I'm actually kind of anxious to get started. I've already started like creating like a little schedule, getting guests lined up, my ideal list.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go. Like the hardest part is getting started. That's just once you put that first step forward, and then once you get started, it's just like when I started doing this show. It was almost 10 years on January 14th. So, and it's once you get into a routine, it's just like, all right, I got to do the show, and it's just becomes part of your life. So
it does. And I've only been doing it like a year or so now, and it's like just the norm. There's shows where you're like, I can wing this, and then there's shows you're like, I need to prepare for this because I don't know.
Yeah,
you figure it out. You figure out your flow.
And there's some shows you'll do, and it's like, oh my god, you feel off. You feel like the show is off. It probably is more in your head because there are some shows I do. I'm like, oh, this isn't working. I don't feel like I'm messing with the guest or whatever, and it happens sometimes, but it's just part of the process. Not every show is going to be great, so just keep that in mind.
Even the best series on TV has some shitty episodes.
That's exactly.
Right.
So I'm trying to. Over here, I'm telling I got to get off and go to bed, but I'm over here still talking. So I'm going to let you guys go, and
I will take initiative and log out.
Exactly. I will talk to you guys later. Again, be back here next week, same freaking awesome time, same freaking awesome channel to do some reactions. Rhonda, good luck the rest of the week. Hope you don't have any more migraines or whatever.
Yeah. And, thank you.
We will see you next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye, guys. Good night.